2001 is when we're starting from. But by the end of the decade, Farhan, you became a completely different person. I mean, of course, 2011 is when you made Dawn 2, and
Yeah.
you just completely disappeared from direction altogether. But was it a conscious choice not to direct and be a full-time actor? Was there a moment where you thought that's what's going to be?
I guess what you see is like a full-time actor, of course, because that's the only visible work out there.
Right.
But I mean, I was very involved in producing a lot of things. I was very involved in writing things, like writing dialogue for Talash, writing for Dil Dhadak Mein Do, like working with different directors, doing that stuff on
Right.
Rock On 2.
Right.
So all that, there was a lot of writing going on. Music came into my life in a very big way at that time as well. I actually took almost a year and a half, even away from acting and away from doing anything else, to write my album, and go record my album. So a lot of things happened at that time. There was some kind of desire to creatively extend myself in different ways. I just felt like, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. Yeah, and I'm not one of those people who wants to look back at my life with any kind of regret. You
Hmm.
know, you do different things. When they work, great. When they don't, you learn, something from it at least. And that's what I believe in. So in the last 10 years, I mean, apart from, of course, producing, writing, and doing my music, so it has kept me really, really busy.
There was the beginning as an actor with Rock On that gave you that whole segue into music as a career. Were there like musicians who sort of inspired you, who were around you? Are you a taught musician? Have you learned music in a real sense?
I learned music for 2 or 3 years when I was a child, but my fascination for music has just never died. I wanted to play guitar, so I'm self-taught. I taught myself how to play from the age of about 16, 17 onwards. I started playing.
Like a chord book? You just took the chord book and you just figured out.
At that point, yeah, a chord book, when the internet revealed its magic, then I could start like kind of learning more, from downloading things from there and learning how to play. It was a very private passion. And Rock On for me brought it front and center in some kind of way. It really opened my mind as to possibilities of experience, when it comes to music. And that's when I started with like an inkling of an idea that it would be nice to kind of get a like-minded bunch of people together and create a band of some kind, which then finally came together in 2012, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Right.
And since then, I mean, we've just had an incredible time. I mean, like I've gone to over 100 cities now, if not more, in India, and performed at various colleges and festivals and things. We've traveled to the US twice with the band to play, gone to Australia to play, gone to the Middle East to play. It's just incredible. Yeah. You feel blessed that you're able to do it, and that you have this opportunity to go and share that passion and share that love for something with groups of people. It's an incredible feeling.
Did you think Rock On 2 did not turn out the way you would have liked it? Was there something that you felt as a viewer much later, of course? I'm sure you're doing the best while you're making the movie.
No, I don't actually. Like they say, water finds its own level, na, at the end of the day, is kind of what it is. So we told a story. The story does have a heart, which is important in a film like that. The thing is that with that film, it's tough to gauge, because I know people who didn't get into it. I also know people who absolutely love it. Like I think with the first Rock On, it was, I mean, unanimously a lot more people loving it than not liking it. With Rock On 2, I think it was a little bit more mixed for sure. But we also got absolutely like slapped in the face with demonetization, happening like 2 days before our film release. We had no idea, like, I mean, we were not excited. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, like at the end of the day, you saw it suddenly, like you felt like the kind of carpet was pulled out from under your feet. People don't have enough money to go and buy food for their homes. They're queuing up to get 2,000 rupees out of a machine so that they can buy food. Some people are dying because they've had to stand in queues for that long. In the middle of that, to how do you go and like celebrate anything? And how are you expecting someone to say, "Yaar, मैं खाना बाद में खा लूंगा, let me watch a movie right now." It's not going to happen, because there was an entire thing done on across certain media channels of how demonetization has affected the film industry. And people used to go to theaters at that time, and it was very sad for me to see a poster of Rock On 2 on those on the wall in some of those clips, and not a crow. In the theater, it's completely empty, and you can, and understandably so. I mean, you weren't complaining that why aren't you going? You understand, but there was also that aspect to that film. It's with that film, it's a little difficult for me to really understand. What could have been, what should have been. It's not possible. It's a bit tough because of the environment that it released.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.